The text arrived while we were enjoying our final sunset in Hawaii. It read, I saw someone moving furniture into your house. Is everything okay? My heart stopped. I showed the message to my husband, James. My name is Amanda, and at 35, I never expected to find myself in the middle of a home invasion, especially one orchestrated by my own mother-in-law, Patricia. We had been saving for this vacation for 2 years, our first real break since purchasing our dream home. Thousands of miles away, we were watching our security camera footage in horror as Patricia directed movers to bring her furniture into our house. Maybe there was a misunderstanding, James suggested, always trying to see the best in his mother. But I knew better. Patricia had been hinting about helping us maintain such a large house for months, particularly after her lease concluded. We had firmly refused her every time. I asked, she is not answering her phone, trying to remain calm while watching more footage of her ordering movers to take our couch to the curb. Our couch was the first piece of furniture we bought together. James finally managed to reach his sister Marie. Mother explained that you offered to let her move in while you were away, saying you felt bad about her lease ending and wanted to help. My blood pressure increased. We had never offered anything such as that. James became angry, finally showing some frustration. She was breaking into our house. We called the police, but Patricia possessed a key we had given her for emergencies only, without proof of forced entry. This appeared to be a civil matter. The officer apologized and advised us to handle it through proper legal channels. The next 2 days of our vacation were ruined. We spent them watching helplessly through our security cameras as Patricia transformed our home. Our modern decor vanished, replaced by her heavy antique furniture. Our family photographs were taken down, and her portraits were hung up instead. She even had the audacity to host a housewarming party, inviting the entire family to view her new residence. When we finally drove up to our driveway, Patricia was waiting on our porch. Our porch swing was replaced by her wicker chairs. Welcome home, she called out brightly, as if this were perfectly normal. I have made numerous improvements while you were away. This house finally feels like a proper home. I stepped inside and nearly collapsed. Our warm contemporary space had been transformed into what resembled a Victorian museum. Heavy curtains blocked the natural light we cherished. Doilies covered every surface. The smell of mothballs and lavender was overpowering. Where are my belongings? I managed to ask, spotting boxes stacked in the corner. Oh, I donated most of it, Patricia said casually. It was all so lovely. This house requires a mature woman's touch. You will appreciate it later, dear. James stood in the doorway, seemingly stunned. Mom, you cannot simply move in without permission. This is our house. Patricia laughed. She actually laughed. Don't be silly, James. You and Amanda are hardly ever here. Always working. This house needs someone who can give it proper attention. Besides, I am your mother. Family helps family. I walked through each room, documenting everything with my phone. Our bedroom had been converted into what Patricia called her private suite. Our belongings were crammed into the guest room. Even our kitchen had not escaped. My carefully organized cooking area was now cluttered with her collection of decorative plates and ceramic roosters. Where is the folder for my office desk? I asked, my voice perfectly calm. The leather portfolio containing all our important documents was missing from its usual place. That old item was taking up space in my new craft room. I put it somewhere. Patricia gestured vaguely toward the garage. That was the moment something inside me broke. Not just because she moved in without permission. Not solely because she donated our possessions, but because she accessed my private documents. She did not realize that folder held more than just papers. It contained our insurance policies, including one I secured specifically because I distrusted her. I turned to James, who remained standing there looking bewildered. Call your sister, I instructed firmly. Tell her to bring your mother now. But where would I go? Patricia objected. I had surrendered my apartment. I smiled, took out my phone, and made a call. Hello? Yes. I wish to report an unauthorized occupant and the theft of personal property. Yes, I have documentation, and I would like to speak with a locksmith. Patricia's expression instantly shifted from smugness to shock. She had not anticipated this level of defiance. She was accustomed to James yielding, to me maintaining silence for the sake of family harmony. But she had crossed a boundary, and now she was about to discover precisely what happens when you push me too far. You would not dare, she whispered. I am family. Family does not steal, I replied calmly. Family does not lie. And family certainly does not break into and donate other people's belongings. You have 1 hour to begin packing, Patricia. After that, things become very, very legal. The look on her face showed me she had finally grasped her error, but I was just beginning. The following hours were chaotic. Patricia shifted between weeping, threats, and attempts to manipulate James. I am your mother, she wailed. How can you allow her to treat me this way? But for once, James held his ground. You broke into our house, Mom, he stated, his voice weary yet resolute. You disposed of our belongings without permission. This is unacceptable. Marie arrived looking furious, not at us, but at Patricia. I cannot believe you lied to me, she snapped. You told me they had offered you a place to stay. While they argued, I methodically examined the house, documenting everything. The donations Patricia had provided included our wedding photographs, family heirlooms from my side, and even my grandmother's antique cookbook collection. Each discovery intensified my anger. However, I remained calm. I had a plan. The locksmith arrived first, followed by 2 police officers whom I called to oversee the situation. Patricia attempted to act as the victim, but the security footage I presented told a different story. One officer stated firmly, You must leave the premises. Your son and daughter-in-law have revoked any permission you had to be here. Patricia protested that my possessions were being moved. I calmly responded that we could, and she had 24 hours to remove her belongings before they would be deemed abandoned property. This was when Patricia made a critical error. She turned to James, tears streaming, and said, Choose now, your mother or her. Silence fell over the room. Marie gasped. The officer shifted uncomfortably. I held my breath, not doubting James, but knowing the pain this moment would cause him. James straightened his posture and looked his mother in the eyes. You are the one forcing this choice, Mother. No, Amanda, you broke into our home. You discarded our belongings. You deceived everyone about having permission. If you are making me choose, I always choose my wife. Patricia's face flushed with fury. After everything I did for you, I raised you alone after your father passed away. I sacrificed everything, and I am grateful, James responded. But that does not grant you the right to destroy our home. As Patricia was escorted out, still protesting, I made another call, this time to my insurance company. The folder Patricia had so carelessly misplaced contained documentation of every valuable item in our home, including photographs and appraisals. I had added special coverage months ago when Patricia first began suggesting she would help with our house. Yes, I informed the agent. I wish to file a claim for theft and unauthorized disposal of personal property. I possessed complete documentation, including video evidence of the responsible party taking our possessions. Marie heard my call and regarded me with new respect. You knew such things could occur, did you not? I nodded. Patricia has a tendency to overstep. I have learned to be prepared. The following day brought a procession of movers removing Patricia's furniture. She supervised from the sidewalk, alternating between glaring at me and making loud phone calls to family members about her cruel daughter-in-law, who was causing homelessness. What she did not realize was that I had already emailed the entire family with security footage of her moving in, pictures of our discarded items, and proof of her falsehoods to Marie regarding permission. The sympathy she anticipated did not materialize. As the final furniture was loaded, Patricia made one last attempt. I only intended to help, she said, her voice trembling. This house is too large for just you two. I thought you would appreciate a mother's kindness. I looked at her, truly looked at her, and felt a blend of pity and exasperation. A mother's kindness does not include breaking and entering Patricia's home. It does not include discarding other people's cherished belongings. You did not wish to help. You wished to take control. Where am I supposed to go? She demanded. The same place you would have gone if you had not tried to seal our home. I responded, You are an adult, Patricia. Find a solution. As her moving truck departed, I turned to James. He appeared exhausted but relieved. I apologize, he said softly. I should have foreseen this. I squeezed his hand. We both saw it coming. That is why I was prepared. But this is not finished. What do you mean? I pulled out my phone and showed him the insurance claim I had filed. Your mother did not merely steal our house for a week. She disposed of thousands of dollars worth of our possessions, and I plan to ensure she fully understands the implications. James looked at the claim form, then at me, a slow smile crossing his face. Have I not told you how delighted I am to be married to someone more intelligent than myself? The house was now vacant, devoid of both our belongings and Patricia's attempts to claim ownership. Yet, as we stood in our bare living room, I felt stronger than ever. Patricia had tried to seize our home, but she only demonstrated how strong we were as a unit, and I was not finished, certainly not. The insurance claim struck Patricia like lightning. The adjuster's final report listed more than $47,000 in missing or damaged property. When the insurance company's lawyer contacted her regarding repayment, her confident demeanor finally broke. "This is absurd," she shouted over the telephone. "I was doing you a favor. Those items were obsolete anyway. Those outdated things included my grandmother's irreplaceable cookbook collection and the first edition books from James's father. You had no right to get rid of them." The insurance company proved surprisingly effective. Within weeks, they settled our claim and initiated their own legal actions against Patricia. She attempted to resist, naturally. But the evidence was conclusive. Security footage, photographs, and witness statements from the moving company documented her actions perfectly. Then came the family rift. Patricia had always been the focus of family gatherings, the self-appointed matriarch who dictated every holiday and celebration. But now family members began turning to us instead. She did the same thing to me when Tommy was born. James's cousin Sarah admitted it. She moved into our house to assist and reorganize everything. We were too afraid to stop her. Marie organized a family meeting without Patricia, and similar stories arose. Years of manipulation, boundary violation, and controlling actions were justified by claims of good intentions or family ties. We were not the first to suffer, but we were the first to resist her. 3 weeks after the incident, an unexpected delivery arrived. A local thrift store had recognized our possessions from the police report and contacted us. Some of our items had never reached the sales floor. Among the recovered belongings was my leather portfolio. Patricia had not discarded it. She had merely donated it without opening it. She had not even looked inside, James noted, shaking his head as we retrieved our documents. She simply disposed of it. The recovery of our property did not halt the insurance claim, however. Patricia was legally accountable for the damage and missing items, and the company was determined to collect. When she realized she had to sell her valuable antiques to settle the debt, she finally broke down. "I will apologize." She wept during an unplanned visit to Marie's home where she had been residing. "I will do anything. Just cancel the insurance policy." I looked at James. This was his choice. He took a deep breath and confronted his mother. "You know what hurts most, Mother? Not the possessions you discarded, not even the break-in. It is that you still fail to comprehend your wrongdoing. You are not remorseful for harming us. You are sorry for being discovered." Patricia deflated, her ears aging in moments. "I just wanted to be needed." "We needed you, Mother?" James said gently. "We needed you to be our mother, not our invader. We needed you to respect our limits, our home, and our marriage. Instead, you attempted to seize control of our lives." I stepped forward. "We will make a deal, Patricia. The insurance company wants its money, and they will obtain it. But how they acquire it is your decision. You can sell your things and pay them directly, or they can pursue legal action. Your choice." "And then what?" she asked, looking smaller than I had ever seen her. We began anew by establishing boundaries and respect, understanding that family ties do not grant anyone control over us. Patricia agreed, though I suspect this was to avoid legal action rather than genuine remorse. She sold most of her antiques, ironically including the furniture she tried to force into our home to pay the insurance company. The following months brought significant changes. We renovated our house, starting fresh with new furniture and decor chosen together. More importantly, we set firm boundaries with Patricia. She was not permitted in our home without an invitation. There were no more surprise visits, and she was not allowed to help without asking. Initially, she struggled with these new rules, experiencing tears, guilt trips, and attempts to circumvent us by appealing to other family members. However, gradually, something shifted. Perhaps it was seeing the support from the rest of the family, or realizing she had lost more than just her belongings. She had lost her authority over us. 6 months after the incident, we hosted our first family dinner in our renovated home. Patricia attended as an invited guest, not an intruder. She brought a dish to share, complimented our new decor, and surprisingly apologized. She stated simply, "I was wrong. I mistakenly believed I had the right to control your lives simply because we are family. I am learning that this is not the reality. The resolution was not flawless. Real life rarely is." Patricia occasionally forgets our boundaries or makes remarks about our decisions, but now there is a noticeable difference. We do not tolerate it. We stand united. As for our home, it represents more than just a house. It symbolizes our strength as a couple, our capacity to face challenges together, and our commitment to safeguarding what belongs to us. The security cameras remain in place, and the insurance is still active, but they are now precautions rather than necessities. That leather portfolio rests in our new home office.